I'm not too surprised about the winners, though. Not really all that surprised. I kind of saw that one coming.
No, I wasn't either. Matter of fact, a few seconds before they made that announcement, I said, oh, yeah, it's going to be between A and B.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. I actually was surprised Beyonce didn't get a few more nods. Adele really swept up this year and last year. She really is just nailing it.
Yeah, she is. It's amazing. But she really was willing to share the, album of the year with Beyonce.
She definitely mentioned that Queen Bee was her inspiration for
exactly.
And I know it. We did not see any Kanye's jumping on stage or anything, which usually that's the MTV Music Awards. But of course, his big cause has always been for Beyonce. And she did win Best Urban Contemporary Album, and she did get Best Video.
Right.
So she did get 2 nods from the Grammys. So that's an accomplishment. Apparently, David Bowie got his first musical-related Grammy post-mortem this year. So he did originally previously win an award for Best Video back in '84, I think it was, or '86.
Something like that,
but not for his music, for the actual video. And now he's getting a nod for the music, which is a little bit too late, I got to say. But I honestly, I don't think David Bowie even really... I'm sure it didn't bother him a bit.
I'm sure it didn't either. He just continued to do his thing.
He's a very accomplished guy.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up. We're going to recap the that's a tongue
It's
twister.
a Monday.
Recap the Grammys. We're going to talk about Jennifer Lopez, Katy Perry, Neil Portnow, Paris Jackson. So much happened at the Grammys. Of course, Record of the Year, all the awards. And then this... Have you heard about this Oroville Dam in California?
Yes, I have.
We'll talk a little bit about that with this inclement weather that's hitting the entire country. I'll kind of touch on something that's hit here local in California. So very interesting stuff. All that and more, maybe a little bit of Donald Trump news on the PM show, The Lounge with Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines. We'll be back right after this on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Hey guys, Ryan the Rhino DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lounge. Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines. And so getting back to the Grammys, Tomas, Adele won the top 3 Grammy Awards on Sunday, taking home the statuettes for Album, Record, and Song of the Year in what's being called a shock victory over Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, again, Adele has a certain amount, for whatever reason, of musical tread, it seems, that...
Yeah.
She has had some problems with her voice the last few years, and also trying to balance her career with raising her son, which is very important to her, which, is important to a lot of us that have raised families.
So it looks like she was on maybe a 4-year hiatus, the last album being 21.
Yeah.
And then now 25. So 4-year hiatus. I guess they called it a comeback album, which... Maybe I'm a little old school, but I mean, an album a year tends to be like the pop kind of norm. You got to put out an album a year. But some of the greatest bands, they wait a few years before putting out another album. They're touring, and they're if you have a great album full of hits, I mean, you could tour that for a couple years.
Definitely. I think about the Beatles. I think about Rolling Stones.
Queen would go around and do that.
Exactly.
I don't think they were putting out albums every single year, but I mean, again. They call it a comeback album. Her single "Hello," which is a great song. Beyonce, who had gone into Sunday's award show with leading 9 nominations for her Lemonade album, she won 2 awards, so 5-2 with Adele. Adele said, "My queen and my idol is Queen Bee. I adore you." Adele said to Beyonce as she accepted her award. The Lemonade album was so monumental. She added. So there we go. Politics at the Grammys. James Corden, took a mild dig at President Donald Trump during his rapt opening monologue at Sunday night's Grammys. Live it on up because this is the best, and with President Trump, we don't know what comes next.
I heard that.
So, good or bad, you never know. Seemed like a hint that the 59th annual ceremony would be shot through with political sentiments from all sides, but only a handful of the artists and bold-faced names performing and presenting took the opportunity to make their ideologies known.
I'm sure the producers gave everybody a little chat about that. Let's not make it too political. Let's just... keep it about the music.
Well, also related to that, Busta Rhymes calls out who he called Agent Orange, which would be Donald Trump, hip-hop stalwarts, A Tribe Called Quest, who performed with Best New Artist nominee. Where did I lose my page here? Looks like. Oh, wait, here we go. Anderson .Paak, as well as fellow MCs Busta Rhymes and Consequence, had the most outwardly political performance of the night, a boisterous, feisty medley that paid tribute to deceased member Phife Dawg, of course, Phife Dawg, who passed away from diabetes. Before the fiery "We Got It From Here, Thank You for Your Service" track. Well, I shouldn't say diabetes. It was complications from a life of diabetes is really what it was. They also came out with a Tribe Called Quest had a new album that's really for the critics have really been giving it rave reviews.
Really?
Yeah, they've said it's a great album. And they hadn't, talk about a comeback album. That's a comeback album. They hadn't made an album since I was in high school. So we're talking, 98, 99? I think they might have put one out in 99. So it's been quite a while.
Yeah, almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years, and they came out with something. And then we the people, Busta declared, "I'm not feeling the political climate right now." Then derisively thanked President Agent Orange, perpetuating all the evil he's been perpetuating throughout the United States, and for flubbing the ban on refugees from majority Muslim nations. As the song tumbled to a close, the group was joined by a slew of people seemingly representing the entire world. The people who joined Tribe on stage are supposed to represent all the people that are other. A rep for I don't think there's any separation between people that are either with Donald Trump or oppose him. I think there's people of many colors and many creeds and many cultures that are on both sides.
I definitely believe
we're definitely all one people when it comes to where we represent ourselves. Jennifer Lopez, she sets a woke tone. When she took the stage to announce the nominees for the night's first award, the Best New Artist, Lopez threw in a brief, solemn, and obviously Trump-targeting aside. At this particular point in history, our voices are needed more than ever. There it goes. Katy Perry stood in solidarity with Elizabeth Warren. Katy Perry's premiere performance of her pointed new single, Chained to the Rhythm, was accompanied by a more subtle dig. The right sleeve of her white blazer was encircled by a Persist armband, a reference to the way Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell shut down Elizabeth Warren during new Attorney General Jeff Sessions' heated confirmation debate on Tuesday night. So that seems to be a big deal, of course, Elizabeth Warren being silenced by Mitch McConnell. So that's one of the other ones. Paris Jackson and Laverne Cox stumped for pipeline protesters and trans rights in turn. 2 presenters used their short time on stage to advocate for causes they believed in and send viewers online to read up. Paris Jackson introduced The Weeknd, called for action against the Dakota Access Pipeline, the DAPL, saying in response to the applause she received, "We could really use this excitement at a pipeline protest, you guys."
I remember that.
I've been following this pipeline protest, and I'll tell you, there is hundreds of thousands of people out there right now. Literally, there's almost, I guess it's over 100,000 people out there.
What are they saying about it? It's
Obama, he put a stay on the Dakota Access Pipeline, and
right.
that was, I believe, that's being overturned. So they now have permission to go ahead and proceed. So
I think it was all about the environment, I believe.
Yeah, there's environmental concerns. There's tribal lands possibly that are being disputed. So it's the whole thing. It's an ecological battle. And who's right? we don't really know who's right and who's wrong in this thing. I would say from the information I have, there is definitely some dispute over tribal lands, and there's definitely some concern about polluting a major waterway nearby.
Right.
So that's of course a big concern.
Definitely.
Water. Yeah.
I mean, we had that problem. Where was it? In Michigan.
Oh yeah. Oh Detroit. Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Flint.
Oh, Flint, Michigan. Yeah.
Right.
Flint, Michigan, where they had the rusted out pipes. They actually ran the drinking water, the city water, through some old, I guess, rusted out old system. They decided it'd be cheaper to use this old rusted out old system, and so people had this just terrible water, and I believe it's still a problem to this day. They have not yet completely fixed it.
Well, also you had problems with the people there in Flint getting sick because of that water.
Oh yeah. Some people are actually able to light it up on fire. So I don't know, just strange stuff. Laverne Cox, presenting the collaboration between Lady Gaga and Metallica, urged audiences to seek out information on Gavin Grimm, whose case regarding trans rights in high school will be heard by the Supreme Court. So,
Well, I didn't quite hear all that for whatever reason.
Yeah, I didn't.
But what I noticed that during that performance, Metallica's the lead man, Mike
Hetfield,
sort of
James
cut
Hetfield,
off.
Yeah, I've heard that who knows why. Some people are speculating it's because he's kind of he's like a hunter, and he's like more of a libertarian type, and maybe doesn't fall in line with the Hollywood ethos. But I don't think that's the case. This is the Grammys. This is such a huge event.
Right.
I doubt a technical failure like that could really be attributed to some kind of deep-seated aggression or hatred towards libertarians. I don't think that's the case at all. But that's of course the rumor mill spins. So that's what's being done. Neil Portnow calls for unity. Recording Academy President Neil Portnow's annual speech, punctuated by a snippet of "America the Beautiful" on trumpet, cited music's ability to unite people. And his quote, "What we need so desperately," Portnow said, "are more reminders of all the things that bind us together." Portnow also took the opportunity to lobby the president and Congress to work with the music business on legislative initiatives that would help the industry's bottom line. "It's our collective responsibility to preserve what binds us," said Portnow, "and to ensure that the whole world continues to benefit from one of our most unique, economically and spiritually important assets and exports, American music." I don't know exactly what does that mean, Neil Portnow? Is he asking for Congress to back him up on cyber theft? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe we'll hear more about this when we come back right after this.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right. For you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right. In Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. Little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy's special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, "By golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner." They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you have severe knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, we have great news. Finally, there's a way to reduce your pain without surgery or taking medications. Call us today and learn how you can qualify to get a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. We'll even ship your brace for free. If you have excruciating knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving, nearly invisible knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. I've used one, they're comfortable and they work, and we guarantee your happiness. So call right now and get yours. I promise, we're here to take your call. Thank you.
800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. That's 800-290-0759.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you, Fab T. We had a little conversation during the break there. So essentially, Neil Portnow was looking for more support from Congress and the old Prez there for music and arts funding and support for aspiring musicians. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, me and you were talking about that last week on the weekend.
Yeah,
edition.
we were.
Yeah. So
by the way, who's I see this brand new lounge in the background here. One of those reclining lounges. Is that for Robert Conrad?
That's for Robert Conrad and of course the Wild Lounge here every Thursday here on CRN Digital Talk Radio, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. 2 hours of wild fun, I like to say.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there we go. Also, let's see, Neil Portnow. Beyonce outlines her Lemonade mission statement. Of course, now pop music more than ever has to have, as opposed to having music that represents the statement, they have to make a statement about what their mission is. It's a little bit different. I think back in the back, it seemed that statements were made in the music and they're a little bit more subversive, whereas now pop music tends to be a little bit subtle, more subtle with their statements and kind of have these bombastic kind of presentations. So,
right.
And Beyonce is, of course, not innocent of that. There was Beyonce who used her accepted speech for the Best Urban Contemporary Grammy to make explicit the political undertones coursing through the music and visuals of her ambitious 2016 release Lemonade. Frustratingly shut out of wins in major Grammy categories, my intention for the film and album was to create a body of work that I would give a voice to our pain, our struggles, our darkness, and our history, to confront issues that make us uncomfortable. She said, "It's important to me to show images to my children that reflect their beauty so they can grow up in a world where they look in the mirror, first through their own families, as well as the news, Super Bowl, the Olympics, the White House, and the Grammys, and see themselves, and have no doubt they are beautiful, intelligent, and capable. This is something I want for every child of every race, and I feel it's vital that we learn from the past and recognize our tendencies to repeat our mistakes." That's a good sentiment. I think that's great. Yeah,
I think so. And also, she was introduced by someone very special to her heart.
And who was that? Oh, of course, her
mom.
Her mom introduced her. Nice,
right.
Very cool. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, though, but Beyonce, I mean, come on, the industry represents the top 5%. That's just kind of how I hate to say it. It's just true. I mean, it's trying to crack into that nut, which is not, it's not trying to crack into the music industry as a whole. I think it's really trying to crack into a very small fraction of what music has to offer. It's a very small fraction, but it is probably the most publicized and the most revered when it comes to our popular culture. So that's, I agree with her there. Definitely should be equal representation there. The winner's record of the year was Adele with Hello. Album of the year was Adele with her album 25. and Song of the Year. And again, Hello with Adele and Greg Kurstin as the songwriters.
Yes, as opposed to Hello with Lionel Richie.
That's right. That's another Hello. Bring me back there. New artist, Chance the Rapper. Pop solo performance, again, Adele with Hello. Pop duo was 21 Pilots, who, by the way, they went up there in their underwear, I guess is what they did, 21 Pilots?
Yeah, and the story behind that was, I guess, they were friends from way back, and they lived in, certain parts of town, and so one of them called the other partner and said, hey, come on by and let's do some music. And they were nobody then, and so they came on by, and for whatever reason, everybody, including his bratty roommates, were in their underwear. And so they said that if they would win, they would go ahead and come up and accept the award in their underwear.
They do it in their skivvies, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. They did it. They pulled it off. It was funny. It kind of reminds me of Green Day. Green Day used to do antics like that. They were when they were a little bit younger. Now, of course, they're a little bit more charged on the adult front. They're more politically involved as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were definitely those kind of guys back then too, with the underwear and stuff. So. And more. That's. I think it's funny. It's the rock and roll kind of ethos. Yeah. That's kind of what rock and roll guys kind of do. They like to put themselves way out there. I mean, way out there.
So out there that their branch would break.
Yeah, exactly.
They wind up in mud or something.
Yeah.
Or a crocodile chasing them.
Stick in the mud. Oh, did I say that? Okay, guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up here on The Lounge. Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines. Filling in for Michael Horn, of course, on assignment. We will be back right after this on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you will never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins. Plus so much more, a chocolate fondue fountain, Zeblis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Turn down that radio!
If this sounds familiar,
You know it's time to address your hearing loss, but custom hearing aids can cost as much as $5,000 each and are not covered by Medicare. The good news is MD Hearing Aid offers medical-grade, FDA-registered hearing aids for savings of up to 90% over traditional hearing aids. MD Hearing Aid was founded by a Chicago surgeon determined to develop a hearing aid that was technologically advanced, simple to use, and most of all, affordable. Call 1-800-511-8384. You'll speak with a trained MD hearing aid professional who will match you with the best hearing aid for your needs. Over 100,000 satisfied customers have already made the call. Call right now for our exclusive 45-day risk-free trial and get free shipping and a year's worth of free batteries, a $50 value. But you have to call right now. Call MD Hearing Aid at 1-800-511-8384. That's 1-800-511-8384.
The best show in the world is Two Scorpions and a Brandy Glass. I'm Barry Farber. It is nice when you call and say, "Oh, Mr. Farber, I agree with you," but that really gets us nowhere. I want your enmity, hostility. I want your questions. Give me a call right here on the Barry Farber Show. Weekdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Grammy wrap-up show here on the Lounge. Fabulous Tomas, I'm Erik Hines. And we last left off talking about 21 Pilots as best pop duo or group performance with Stressed Out. It's a cool song. I like it. Traditional pop vocal album was Summertime. Willie Nelson sings Gershwin. If you could imagine that, Willie Nelson got a Grammy this year.
Amazing.
For traditional pop vocal album.
But it's interesting, partner, because you and I have had conversations like this before, that after a certain period of time, whether you're in country, whether you're in rock or any idiom, you'll always have a tendency of going back to the music that was real, and that was the classic jazz vocals.
Yeah, when he went to Gershwin, that's a good one. Pop vocal album, again, Adele for another win. Country solo performance was My Church with Maren Morris. And country duo was Jolene, which was the Pentatonics featuring Dolly Parton. Country song Humble and Kind, Lori McKenna was songwriter with actually Tim McGraw was the songwriter on that. Lori McKenna is the performer. I'm noticing that with the country, though, country is very much popified now.
Yes.
They're very electric. They have a lot of electronic music going on there in the background. As a producer, I can kind of tell the difference between traditional country, which would usually be like a 4 or 5 piece ensemble or more,
right? If
you had a fiddle player, a steel lap guitar player, banjo player, but that's kind of been replaced now with multiple guitar players, a bass player, keyboards, and even more so in the studio. They do a lot of studio tracking, so it's kind of a different game now. And there's actually if you go onto YouTube and you look up 6-song country mashup. This guy, it's kind of interesting. This guy, he's a producer. He takes 6 country songs that sound almost identical and mash them up to make one perfect country song. And I don't know if he was making a point or not, but essentially it's like the same tempo, the same chords, the same progression, the same inflection. And he actually takes the lyrics. He takes, like I said, 4 bars from each song and just lays them one after another, and they work seamlessly together. It's 6 different songs, 6 different country songs from last year. So kind of an interesting thing. Country album, A Sailor's Guide to Earth was Sturgill Simpson. And let's see. Soundtrack. Star Wars got a Grammy. John Williams, of course. John Williams, composer for the Force Awakens soundtrack. He did get Star Wars had to win something. Me and Mike joke around that they never get awards, but they had to win something. The Force Awakens, of course. John Williams. I've actually seen John Williams perform twice at the Hollywood Bowl.
Really?
Yeah, and it was actually John Williams doing the conducting. It was really great, the LA Philharmonic.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really impressive. There was one where he was doing all of his greatest movie themes, and it was about a 2-hour extravaganza. And there was another one that was him conducting classics. And so both are absolutely amazing. It's very, John Williams, of course, not only a great composer, but a great conductor on top of all that. So
very much so.
Music video, the Grammy went to Beyonce for Formation, which is, she got it for Formation. I believe that actually is the one that was filmed up the street from my house.
Really?
In front of the old, there's an old bowling alley about.
I remember that.
Mission Bowl, the Mission Bowl.
Yes.
And as they were tearing it down, I believe that's where they filmed the Formation video, because there was one afternoon when I went driving by and they had the whole thing closed off and it was very secretive. They had a fence put up and they had white covering around the whole fence, and there was a lot of craft services trucks. And there was a lot of those Star Wagons. And anytime there's a lot of the craft services trucks and there's a lot of Star Wagons, they're doing filming in L.A. That's just kind of how you know Star Wagons, craft services. And then you know what's going on. And the more Star Wagons, the bigger the production probably is. And this one had quite a few Star Wagons. Come to find out it was actually Beyonce, and I believe it was the Formation video she was filming there. So,
really?
Right there in the San Fernando Valley.
Amazing.
If you can imagine, music film, the Grammy went to Ron Howard, who, for the Beatles, 8 days a week, the touring years, which is kind of cool. So that was a music film. And Trump news, of course, you can't talk about the Grammys, of course, without the sentiments of Trump. But now moving on to some Trump news, Donald Trump reportedly already looking ahead to the 2020 election and has his team looking in the backgrounds of potential challengers. According to the New York Post, Trump's team looked into 4 Democrats, including Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, and Shark Tank star Mark Cuban. Imagine if Mark Cuban went up against Donald Trump.
Oh, no.
What? Well, that'd be a battle for the ages. My money's on Mark Cuban. I mean, I got to give it to Mark Cuban. That dude is a real shark. I mean, this guy is no holds barred, and apparently potentially a Democratic contender for the Democrats. So we'll see, according to the New York Post. So sources close to the Post say the current administration is threatened by these potential opponents because their ability to raise money and support quickly. I don't see Bernie on the list. I don't know if Bernie's going to go for a 2020 run. Bernie, of course, he's no spring chicken, but the guy hasn't changed the way he looked in like 40 years. He looks the same. He looks the same as he does now as he did 40 years ago. So.
And about Hillary.
Yeah, well, I unfortunately I think Hillary's aspirations her hopes are now dashed. She pretty much burned all the Democrats when she did her thingamajig with Wasserman Schultz there. Yeah. That pretty much ended her chances of getting any kind of nomination for the Democrats. But the White House's biggest fear, according to the report, is fellow political outsider Mark Cuban. So like I said, it could be a Cuban if you could imagine this. Oh, what is this world coming to? If you believe in the Trump revolution, quote, you can believe a candidate like Mark Cuban could win an election, and Mark is the kind of guy who could drop $500 million of his own money on the race.
Ooh.
I wonder about his politics. I don't know too much about Mark Cuban. I love the Shark Tank, though. Great show.
Yeah, I get a chance to watch it every once in a while.
I like how he likes to play hardball with these guys. I saw one with this guy who had a genius invention, and what it was is a reusable sealer for your baked goods or your any kind of thing you have leftover food. If you had some leftover food, you use your existing plate, and you'd put this dome over your plate and then push like this suction cup on top, and it would actually adhere to the plate. You could, it was really strong, really powerful suction. And the guy went in there and he was looking for $125,000, really small number,
right?
And like a 0.5 stake in the company. Well, the Sharks talked him up, and they talked him up. They were willing to offer him, if you get this, $6 million.
What?
And they wanted a 15 or 20% stake in the company, and he didn't take it. He didn't take it.
Kidding?
Yeah, he didn't take it. And so, by the time he left, he talked his way all the way back down to $125,000, and I don't think they bid by the end of the show. I think he walked out of there empty-handed. He had the opportunity, but he played hardball. He played too hard. Mark Cuban egging him on the whole time. Of course, just like Mark Cuban does. I think it'll be a good candidate there, Mark Cuban.
He might be
going against Trump. That's for sure. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, Fred Dreyer and I are really enjoying Blue Apron. Blue Apron, the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. They deliver the food. They give you the recipes. Everything is fresh. It's sourced fresh. It's all great, wonderful cooking. You go out and spend $30 or more going to dinner, $10 a person, and you dine with your family. Go and make the meals together. It's affordable, as I said, about $10 a person per meal. It's got variety. You can customize recipe. It's easy. It's guaranteed. And here's the special deal. You can get your first 3 meals free with free shipping if you go to their website. That's blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER. Again, your first 3 meals free. You get free shipping. Just go to blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER. You'll love how good it is. It feels good. It tastes good. It's blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER. Blueapron.com/dryer. Check it out today.
The U.S. economy has been getting stronger, and home values have been increasing. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Many of our clients have been taking cash out of their homes, a strategy that might work for you. The smart move is for you to refinance your mortgage right now with Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.18%, APR 4.35%. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
He's on the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown!
Don't let yesterday's accomplishments affect today. Use Blue Emu. Available in stores nationwide.
Welcome back, everybody. The Lounge, the fabulous Tomas, Erik, Hines here. And going back to Mark Cuban as being a potential Democratic contender against Donald Trump in 2020. I know that everyone's got their political lines. I don't even know if Donald Trump's going to make it to 2020. I'm just going to say it. And not because of any other reason, but because it's a very difficult job, and the type of lifestyle that Donald Trump was used to living afforded him a lot of luxury and a lot of liberty. Mm-hmm. And you've seen how it's historically been proven how much presidents age because of the stress of the job. You got Mike Pence in there as the VP. If I was a betting man, I'd say there's a possibility that Donald Trump might actually step down for health reasons at some point. And I'm just throwing it out there. Again, if I was going to put my money on it, I'd probably put like $5 or $10 on it. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's a tough job, and Donald Trump has had a very relaxed kind of lifestyle. He's got a very, of course he does these big, humongous business deals, but he also spends a lot of time chilling out, playing golf, being a bon vivant and traveling the world and doing everything he can. And with the presidency, you have a lot of responsibilities. There's you can't miss a lot of that stuff. And so I think he's going to be giving up a significant portion of his social life.
Oh, yes.
And so,
definitely.
I think it's going to weigh on him. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works out. But Trump versus Cuban, the pair of billionaires got into a public squabble on Twitter over the weekend, with Cuban even tweeting a screenshot of an email he sent to then presidential candidate Trump in 2016 saying, I may go after that job someday, and it could be against you, referring to possibly running for president in the future. That sounds like a threat. Mm-hmm. I don't think Cuban likes Donald Trump very much. I think that's why he's doing that. I think he likes to stir that up a little bit.
It's probably possible that Cuban is not really liking quite what the Donald has to say or what he's doing. I think Cuban is a little bit more, I wouldn't say, I'm trying to find the right word, manipulative?
Yeah.
It might be a little strong.
Mark Cuban's bold, but at the same time, he's also he's able to hold back everything really at the right time. He holds his cards at the right time. And that is kind of what you expect from a president, is to be able to hold his cards at the right time. I'm kind of curious when Michael Horn gets back in the studio. I'm kind of curious as to his input, because I know he's a big fan of Shark Tank, and I believe also a fan of Mark Cuban. So we'll find out from El Jefe when he gets back what he thinks about all this. I'm kind of curious as to his input. Surprisingly enough, the New York Post says Governor Andrew Cuomo, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand are not on the list of potential challengers. Really? Yeah. So Andrew Cuomo, that'd be an interesting one. I don't know too much about Cory Booker, and Kristen Gillibrand, don't know too much about her either. So time will tell. We got 4 years to figure this all out.
Definitely.
So we'll see. Also, for us that live in Southern California, actually around the entire country, weird weather abounds. But for our listeners out there around the world who aren't aware, we have this Oroville Dam out here in California, and a massive crevasse has formed in a spillway in this Northern California Oroville Dam, and has spurred mass evacuations. About 188,000 people, mostly in Butte, Sutter, and Yuba counties. These are like original gold mine counties.
Definitely.
Evacuated from the area, some being given only minutes to gather their things. For those of you that didn't know, the Oroville Dam is the largest dam in the United States. It's the largest. So here's some quotes. Everyone was running around. It was pure chaos. Oroville resident Maggie Cabral told CNN, I think I know a Maggie Cabral. I wonder if this is my Facebook friend. Told CNN affiliate KFSN on Sunday, all of the streets were immediately packed with cars. People in my neighborhood grabbing what they could and running out the door and leaving. I mean, even here in Chico, there's just traffic everywhere.
Wow.
So if you can imagine the chaos that would ensue after getting some kind of notification that you have just minutes.
Yeah.
Because the dam is going to... She's going to blow! I don't know. Just unbelievable. The area had long been in drought until this year when heavy rain and snow bombarded the state. In Oroville, the average annual rainfall is about 31 inches. But since October, the Feather River, it's called the Feather River, mind you, which begins at Lake Oroville, had already seen 25 inches of rain as of Saturday.
Wow.
So they already gotten their full annual rainfall within the first 2 months of the year. This was according to the California Department of Water Resources. And I think when the water comes that fast as well, I think it's really hard for them to manage it. It's not just the fact that they got 25 inches, but it's just how fast it comes down. They can't manage it. So there's a lot of issues. The lake also gets water from the northern Sierra Nevada mountain range, which of course was flooded as well. One of the wettest seasons, they're saying.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah. I would say in probably about 10 to 20 years.
Oh, at least, yeah. We've been in a drought since I was in high school. So I mean, it's been crazy. And then there's like a year where we're out of the drought. And then it goes right back to drought status again. This week's weather report supplied a sliver of good news, as is no rainfall is predicted until Wednesday. Well, that's actually changed. It's not going to be Friday and Saturday, they're saying. So this is up to date. I think it's actually changed. So Friday, Saturday, we're going to get some rain. The Oroville Dam provides flood control for the region. The dam has 2 spillways to release water out of the lake. Both have cracks, fissures, or some kind of problem. Yeah. So there's a 40-foot deep crack, and it cannot be fixed. It's 40 foot deep.
So it sounds like to me that they may have to build another dam somewhere either in front or behind
I'm wondering how they do that. It sounds like they'd have to, I wonder how they would do that.
Diverting the water
Diverting the route, yeah. The emergency spillway, which is an embankment covered with trees, is a last resort and was used for the first time in history on Saturday when the lake topped 901 feet its capacity and a light flow of water washed in the spillway. Wow. Guys, stick around. More stuff coming up right here on the PM Show. The Lounge.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Kaanapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Kaanapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit KaanapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you really want Italian food, really good Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Why? Well, here's a couple of reasons. Value. You get a lot for your money along with a load of deliciousness. You're not eating corporate food. Columbo's is family owned and faithful to their long-held family recipes. We're talking service that's never fawning. You'll never get, "Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'll be your server tonight." Please. Jazz every night, sizzling steaks, luscious fish entrees, yummy Italian specialties, and the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more? Oh, I will. Value, deliciousness, Italian family specialties, friendly service. Columbo's. Yes! That little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's. Mangia.
Welcome back, everybody, to the lounge. Yeah. Big shout out to Michael Horn, of course, who is listening.
Of course.
I got emails from him already. But, yeah, he is definitely listening to the show. I did want to touch on some sad and tragic news. 2 stories here, really just disturbing. The first, Al Jarreau.
Oh, yes.
Passed away this Sunday after announcing his retirement. He was hospitalized for exhaustion and then passed away Sunday morning. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to the family of Al Jarreau. And, wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing.
Well, I got to tell you a little story. I know that Al was an incredible gentleman, and I saw a post from a lady that is musically involved by name of Taina Parr. And she had a little group that she was doing a little thing at a club, and all of a sudden she sang one of Al's songs. And then she wind up going to the table with another friend, and the friend said, Al happened to do the song very well. And she says, yeah, I love Al's version. And about a few seconds later, she winds up meeting Al Jarreau.
Oh, well, that's really cool. That's amazing. Wow. That's really, I've never met the man himself, but boy, I'll tell you, amazing talent.
Yeah.
Amazing talent.
Matter of fact, I got a chance to sing one of the songs, "Wearing This Love Together," I believe, on Sunday night.
Well, and I'll tell you, this is one probably the most disturbing story that I've gotten across my desk this week is the story about Jerry Sandusky, one of his adult sons. Oh, this is so disturbing. Of course, Jerry Sandusky, real legal problems there for a while. and now infamous in history, the name Jerry Sandusky. Well, one of Jerry Sandusky's adult sons now face multiple charges of sexual offenses involving children, more than 5 years after the former Penn State assistant coach was himself first arrested. Court records filed Monday say that 41-year-old Jeffrey Sandusky was charged with 14 counts, including criminal solicitation and corruption of minors.
Wow.
The online court docket says Sandusky was arraigned Monday and bail was set at $200,000. He's currently in the Center County Correctional Facility, the CCCF. CCCF. Sandusky's lawyer didn't immediately return a phone message. The district attorney's office says it will release a statement shortly. So we'll find out a bit of this. Taj TV says police accuse Sandusky of sending inappropriate text messages to a victim and asking for inappropriate photos. Jerry Sandusky is serving a lengthy prison sentence for sexual abuse of 10 boys. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and I hate to end it on that note, so we won't. But, guys, if you didn't catch the Grammys, of course, be sure to check out the highlights over at, you can check them out on YouTube, but also check out our highlights earlier in the show. You can go to crntalk.com, click on the lounge, and just check it out. Check out our earlier segment, the show. We covered it for 3 segments, covered all the winners, had some commentary there. So if you missed any portion of it, crntalk.com or tikilive.com, tikilive.com. That's your place to go. We did live in-studio video here. For those of you that missed it, go to tikilive.com, tikilive.com, and just type in CRN, and we will be the first one that pops up there at the bottom.
We should come up with a jingle for Tiki Live.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Okay. Now you got me on the spot. Guys, remember, any portion of the show, crntalk.com. Stay tuned for more great CRN programming. And, of course, check crntalk.com for your local listings and great programming all throughout the week, 24/7, 8 channels of streaming digital talk radio right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. For the fabulous Tomas, I'm Erik Hines. See you next time, everybody.
Enjoying all your favorite CRN programming is easier than ever. It's right on your TV, through your local cable provider, and on the web at crntalk.com. But when you're on the move, stuck in a plane, train, or in your car, catch up on all the shows you missed, or listen live to your favorites. Download our CRN app from your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Just search for CRN Digital Talk Radio. Or search for your favorite CRN shows on apps like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, AHA Radio, uTunes, and Nobex. Now you have access to all of our great shows anywhere in the world and the ability to be part of them by calling our toll-free studio line at 800-336-2225. For more information on where and how to listen, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channels. The radio channels.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters.
On this vote, the yeas are 53. The nays are 47. The nomination is confirmed.
President Trump's nominee for Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has been confirmed by the Senate.
Steve Mnuchin's road to confirmation has not been easy, with staunch opposition from Democrats like Debbie Stabenow of Michigan.
He supports policies that do not have the interests of working men and women in Michigan at heart, or people across the country.
Chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, Republican Orrin Hatch, rejected that argument.
They've essentially thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at this nominee.
As Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin's job would include overseeing the IRS, negotiating